Zemnu, the living Hulk, has captured the minds of every person on Earth, and the only one who can stop him is the Jade Giant. What'll happen next? Well, let's hop into the pages of Immortal Hulk issue number 33 and find out together, shall we? So, picking up from where the last issue left off, Bruce Banner had taken to calling himself Robert Banner, just one of the many signs that he's not doing so hot right now. Zemnu, the living Hulk, had used his strange new power and ability to weaponize the Mandela effect and manipulate the memories of anyone who looked directly at him to basically help Roxxon conquer the world and make everyone into good little obedient zombies. The only problem is the Hulk's mind doesn't work like everyone else's, mainly because there's lots of Hulks inside his mind. It's a literal Hulk playground. In fact, we spend a good chunk of this issue inside Hulk's mind, and it's this weird, wonderful, overly exaggerated cartoon world. You see, when Zemnu tried to whammy-zammy the Hulk's mind, it ended up upsetting the balance of power inside Banner's own brain, and because of that, the Worldbreaker Hulk, aka probably the most powerful, strongest Hulk there is, tried to regain order. Though he also took the time to settle some old scores too, locking up the Devil Hulk, aka the most dominant Hulk we've seen so far, the one who says that all the world needs to be smashed in order for it to be saved. And stuck in between it all is the Big Guy Hulk, aka the childlike version of the Hulk who just wants to smash and who talks about how, well, everywhere he goes he gets hurt. It's kinda sad, actually. Bet you wouldn't think it, though, that out of all of these Hulks, it's actually the Big Guy who can turn the tide of battle in the way that the Worldbreaker can't, but for that they need to go deeper into Bruce's mind. They basically need to go all the way back to the very beginning, to Bruce Banner's childhood, a place that right now has been absolutely taken over by Zemnu, wrapped in a warm, welcoming blanket of nostalgia that also keeps him from moving. Worldbreaker Hulk wants nothing than to snap Bruce out of it, but the only problem is he can't. He didn't meet Bruce, become a persona of his until much later on, but the Big Guy's always been there. Worldbreaker says that right now Bruce is seeing the childhood he wished he had, one filled with toys and fun and Saturday morning cartoons, but that the Hulk, the Big Guy, represents the childhood he actually had, one filled with abuse and darkness. But that it's that very same abuse and darkness that can actually snap him back to reality, which is what they're going to have to do if they hope to take down Roxxon and Zemnu. Also, that means this time when the Hulk transforms, it's not like a werewolf thing. Instead, the Hulk literally crawls his way out of Banner's mouth and turns him into, well, flesh confetti, for lack of a better word. The Big Guy then gives an impassioned speech to all of Banner's friends and teammates, saying how they need to take the fight to Roxxon, that too many Hulks have been hurt already, and, well, the rest of the speech is purposely hard to read because it's the Big Guy saying it and he's dumb. But indeed, it looks like the only way they're going to take down Zemnu is with a full frontal attack, which is unfortunate because Banner had worked out a whole big long chess game plan wherein they would kill Roxxon and Dario Agger with a million little cuts. But the living Hulk is quickly becoming a much bigger threat than Roxxon ever was. First and foremost, all those people Zemnu has been eating to replenish itself, yeah, well, they don't really stay dead so much as they become horrifying flesh machine zombies. In fact, as it stands right now, Roxxon is filled with more of Zemnu's people than Dario's people right now, and it seems that the Minotaur was too good a teacher when it comes to the act of predatory capitalism. Oh sure, Zemnu can't use the Mandela effect on Dario Agger, but he can still eat him up and turn him into a walking abomination if he wants. And why shouldn't he? That's just good business, right? Downsizing departments, maximizing gain, etc., etc. Now when the Big Guy finally shows up, he's ready and raring for a fight, but a fight might not actually take place here. Zemnu says that all this time he's been dealing with the Hulk wrong. He's been treating him like a rampaging monster when instead he should be trying to treat him like the child he is. Normally he wouldn't be strong enough to soothe this beast, to slow him down by wrapping him up in nostalgia, but Zemnu's stronger now than he's ever been. He has a whole world that he can draw upon to use their psychic energy. And under any circumstance, this probably would have worked too, but here's the thing, the plan was never for Big Guy Hulk to defeat Zemnu, it was just to get him close enough to the bad guy so the Worldbreaker could come out again. An amazing feat that was only made possible by the fact that Rick Jones was standing behind the Hulk and slowly but surely supercharging him with gamma radiation. And in the end, the Worldbreaker truly does live up to his reputation of being the strongest there is, because he pretty much just one-punches Xemnu to death and reclaims the role of the one and only ever-loving Hulk. So, the day is saved, right? And everything is good, people's minds are freed, Roxxon sure isn't gonna recover anytime soon, not while the Minotaur is basically flesh goop. Why, we even get a bit of a tender moment where the big guy Hulk says that at the end of the day, Rick Jones historically has been his one and only true friend. Oh, but this is the Immortal Hulk, don't you know? And it's a horror series, so there has to be one last dark and terrifying stinger, and that would be Rick Jones hasn't actually been in the driver's seat of his own body this whole time. In fact, it actually makes even more sense now how he was able to resist Xemnu's psychic attack, and that is because the real mastermind here was the leader. Samuel Stern, currently in hell and broadcasting via the Green Door. Ooh, what a twist. And so that was the Immortal Hulk issue number 3, everybody, and once again Al Ewing manages to deliver a true tour de force comic issue that had, well, just about everything. It had horror, a little bit of comedy, some character development, big action-packed comic book battles, and one a hell of a twist at the end. It's also a very, very smart comic, like so smart, I haven't even had a full chance to parse it yet. Obviously, he's talking about the destructive nature of nostalgia, or how even if you have a dark, unfortunate past, you shouldn't run from it because that can serve as fuel to help you fight the real enemies of the world. And how the big guy Hulk is this kind of tragic child in and of himself, and you want to help him, even though he might just smash you for trying. Again, it's a really layered comic with a lot going on. Overall, I would give this one a 9.5 out of 10. This was damn near perfect.
Hey there everyone, Kate Joel again, and I just want to thank you so much for watching to the end of the video. It means a lot to me. And hey, if you enjoyed the book I covered in this issue and want some comics of your own, might I recommend Book Depository? It's my #1 place for shopping for comic book trades. You get a great price, and if you use my link down in the description, you'll actually be helping me out at the same time. You get something, I get something, everybody wins, right? So until next time everyone, I've been Joel, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.